Welcome to the latest edition of Missed Fists, where we shine a light on fights from across the globe that may have been overlooked in these hectic times where it seems like there's an MMA show every other day. Last week, I mused that one of the many reasons that it's unlikely I'd ever take part in an amateur fight is my perfectly reasonable fear of being on the wrong end of a highlight reel knockout. I like to think of myself as someone who isn't too self-conscious, but starring in a viral KO clip is not on my bucket list. After watching some of these recent boxing highlights, consider my reservations doubled when it comes to the sweet science. From a boxing event in Montreal, Quebec, Osles Iglesias landed a perfect check right hook that dropped Evgeny Shvedenko to the canvas. Shvedenko wasn't left lying, though. He immediately began to spasm, his limbs jutting out every which way before he settled down with a completely glazed-over look in his eyes. The good news is that we see Shvedenko quickly being attended to, and it's not long before he's helped back to his feet. Much as we tend to make light of even the most vicious knockouts, I'm looking at you, Ray-Rod. This one is just flat-out scary, and I'd like to think off-limits when it comes to memeing. On the other hand, we're the same community that still giggles at the thought of Brendan Schaub chasing butterflies, so who am I to judge? Cubas. Iglesias is no stranger to highlight reel finishes. He's now 10-0 with only one of his pro bouts going the distance. While we're dabbling in absurd boxing calls, speaking of which, did you see what Zhilei Zhang did to Deontay Wilder? Let's head down to Plant City Flay to, appropriately enough, watch Vladimir Hernandez plant Guido Schramm face first into the mat. Hernandez expertly holds the center of the ring, forcing Schramm to engage on his terms, and when the timing was right, he blistered him with a left hand on the button. Don't really think we needed to start counting there, just get the doctors in.